never stop reading the Bible. Okay, so imagine a message so powerful, so cosmic, that it outlines a divine plan for the entire universe. Now, imagine that message being written from inside a prison cell. That is exactly what we're diving into today, the incredible blueprint for unity found in the first 3 chapters of the letter to the Ephesians. Let's get right into it.
First things first, we've got to set the scene. See, this letter wasn't written from some comfy office or a quiet study. No way. Its author, the Apostle Paul, was a prisoner under Roman guard. And it's from that place of confinement that he writes one of the most expansive, mind-bending visions of freedom and purpose ever. I mean, the irony is just breathtaking, isn't it?
So Paul kicks things off, not with a list of rules or a bunch of advice, but with this incredible bird's-eye view of the big picture. Chapter 1 lays out what you can only really call a divine blueprint. It's the foundational why behind everything else that's about to follow.
And this is where the sheer scale of Paul's vision just hits you. He's basically saying that salvation isn't some divine plan B, a reaction to things going wrong. Nope. He says it was the original plan, the master plan, designed before the universe as we know it even existed. Just let that sink in for a second.
And this cosmic plan, it's presented as this perfectly coordinated effort. Paul breaks down how each person of the Trinity has a totally unique role. You have the Father, who initiates the whole thing by choosing, then the Son, who does the work to accomplish our salvation, and finally the Holy Spirit, who seals the deal, acting as a kind of guarantee. It's this beautiful picture of perfect unity and purpose, from beginning to end.
All right, so in Chapter 2, we zoom way in. If Chapter 1 was the cosmic blueprint from 30,000 feet, this is where that plan gets radically personal. We're moving from the divine scale right down to the human heart.
And Paul does not mince words here. The contrast is literally night and day. He describes our before state as spiritually dead, totally cut off, and completely without hope. But then, bam! Through this divine plan, there's a total reversal, a complete 180, a transformation from death to life, from being an outsider to being welcomed right into the family of God.
And this is so crucial. This transformation isn't just some legal change on paper. It's a complete redefinition of who you are. It gives you a brand new identity, a new kind of peace, and membership in a new community. In fact, Paul takes it even further and says that this new community, together, actually becomes a dwelling place for God himself.
This brings us to Chapter 3, and to this idea Paul calls the mystery. He says that a central piece of God's entire plan was kept secret for centuries, just waiting for the absolute right moment to be revealed to the world. So, what is it? What is this big secret that's the climax of his whole argument? Paul really builds the suspense here before he finally pulls back the curtain. And here it is, the stunning reveal. The great mystery was unity. In a world that was so starkly divided between Jew and non-Jew or Gentile, the radical, earth-shattering truth was that God's plan was never just for one group. It was to build one new, unified family out of both, making them totally equal heirs and members of the very same body.
For Paul, this wasn't just some abstract idea. This was his entire life's mission. He saw himself as a messenger, handpicked to announce this radically inclusive news. And in his mind, the prison chains, the suffering, all of it was totally worth it if it meant he could help reveal this beautiful, unifying mystery.
So as we pull these first 3 chapters together, you can really start to see this incredible story, this powerful narrative taking shape. Think about the journey we just took. We started way out with the eternal blueprint dreamed up by God. Then we saw how that plan reaches down to rescue and remake individual people from death to life. And finally, we found out the ultimate goal of that plan, to build a brand new, unified humanity where all the old hostile divisions are just gone. And so, this ancient letter from a prison cell leaves us with a massive question for our own lives. If this bold, cosmic blueprint for unity is real, what does it mean for you and me to be part of that plan, right here, right now? Thanks for joining us for this explainer from the Center Studio.